how does poetry take you out of that environment or space or context?
Hey, yabona nje face ukuyithanda kwami okokuqala yabo. Yeah, ngasho nje ngithi ukuyithanda kwami 2007 ngayithanda ngayibona ngiintroduce ukuthi khona kuthiwa ipoetry. So ukuintroducing kwami ayibona. Yabo le minyaka ngilonge ngiyifunda. Lo ngithi ngifuna ukuyazi ngilonge ngiyibheka because mina ipoetry ngayintroduce umuntu oyibhala ngesiZulu. Namanje ngimrespectayo.
Ubani lo ufuna ukumazi? Ubani lo?
Ngikhumbula ngo-2007 ekhaya khona ukhazini wami ne wayezoya ku-Miss KZN yabo. So wawuse City Hall. Sihamba kwaphuma ifamily yabo siyosupport. And then on that day wabona this guy uyafika uyarecite yabo ngezulu and I'm like ngibuka like ama family members wami ekhaya ukuthi ba excited babona le shandisi nami ngiyahlupha yabo manje uthathi nekhanga ngabagoqa ngale shandisi yabo.
Zonlandela imihla ngemihla kofanele ligcineni ihayile ziyobukeleka phansi. Kuyothatha isikhathi ukuba ihlonipheke nokubeka kudla etafuleni ngazo kuyothatha iminyaka. Kodwa nifanele ukudika ibala kofanele ligcineni ihayile kuyofanele nisuthise imphefumulo. Noma sebekuphikisa uzobatshela ukuthi izinkondlo ziyaphilisa. Welcome everybody. Sanibonani igama lami uNtokozo starring ngokwaZulu. Ngiyajabula kakhulu futhi uphinde nginamukele kwizinkondlo ziyaphilisa season 2. Nami lokho ngisho lento off air bengikhuluma noSlem la ethi size sihlangana lukho lungafiki
uzungiphathe ngiyabonga brother
kunini ngiyicinga le ndoda le bafethu ngiyajabula kakhulu nami nje lokhu niqhubekileke ni share and like anenzani izinkondlo ziyaphilisa ziyakhula and for i coverage esitholile ku season 1 and sibonga kakhulu futhi ngama poets nje abeyingxenye ka season 1 nalabo bakhona ke ku season 2 nalabo bazoba khona ku season 3 na ku season 300 futhi namhlanje ngihleli noNjabulo wakwaPhewa. Ingcetha buchopho ke lena i-library uqobula njengoba nje sihlela umuntu olwazi ke lo. Ngithanda ukuthi ngiqale ngimethule ukuthi nje uNjabulo wakwaPhewa. Njabulo wakwaPhewa.
Kunjani mfethu?
Ngiyaphila mfethu njani?
Ngiyaphila mfethu.
Ngiyajabula kakhulu sengize ngakuthola.
Finally mfethu, kwesinye isikhathi yazi ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi wena ndaba izinto zinendlela ukuthi ziyihlele yabo. Because ungazi uyitshela ukuthi mina kanti hayi cha kusuke kusahlele ukuthi ngosuku oluthize nje ubone nje namhlanje yonke into aligned kanjani. Yonke into lokuyiqondanile nje lokithe effortless. So mfethu ngiyabonga ukuthi ungiphathe mfethu.
Mfethu I'm really excited. Ubani uNjabulo Phewa?
uNjabulo Phewa enye intwana mfethu. Intwana mfethu lena ekhulele kamakhutha mfethu eghetto. Ikase elincane nje yabo ikase elincane kodwa manje negame ingakanani yabo so along the way lokho ekhula up until lezeba kahle semlazi nakamakhutha
indawo okhulele kuzona
zona indawo engikhulele kuzona eOld Dlamuka komalume wami nje mina mfethu semlazi
yabo nje ngenhlanhla enkulu mina ke bazalana ngumuntu oyayiprepare imibuzo ngithi ngizombuza ukuthi umuntu noma ngenze research ngayo kodwa ke eminye imibuzo ebengifuna ukuyibuza uNjabulo i-perspective yakho ngoku-understand ilokishi.
Ubona ke ilokishi. Mina ngokwami mfethu ilokishi shaped me into becoming the person that I am namhlanje. If it wasn't for ikasi lami mfethu ngaba ngenile umuntu enguyena. Nami ngeke ngaba wild mfethu ngeke ngaba ipantsula laselokishini ngenza yonke into. But then again since izinkondlo iphilisa zanginyula mfethu zanginyula zangihlalisa phansi nami ngazazi nami ngahlala kumina ngaso sonke isikhathi yabo so yeah
bengijabulela ke le yaka wild nopantsula. Can you unpack because most people know Njabulo Phewa as I'm still going to talk about Slem sakhuluma nje ngoNjabulo Phewa.
Inkinga yazi indawo abantu mabekhuluma ngoNjabulo bavele bazi noNjabulo lo this humble guy yabo. I wasn't born humble. Yeah, even though noma ngikhule nje different kancane yabo because ngangishaya but emgaqweni kamakhutha awusurvive nguzoba yabo uloko yabo nakhona hayi ukuthi ngase ngiyiwazi ngalendlela le ukuthi ngase ngixakile ekhaya yabo imfundiso ngangiphethe kanje yabo ukuthi kuyikona ukuthi ngeke ngaba nje umchita nami so yeah izinto eziningi nje fethu kukanjalo fethu ngathi yona wild side yami nami ngathanda ama cherry njenge-out ngaphila ngabhala ayi angeke ngize ngisho ukuthi ngadansa kodwa ngathi mhlawumbe ngenza okunye fethu njengokuthi ngake ngaba umrap yawazi ama-rappers fethu anjani so ngeke ngaba
and the life they live
exactly yeah
so how does poetry take you out of that environment or space or context?
Hey, yabona nje fethu ukuyithanda kwami okokuqala yabo yeah ngasho nje ngithi ukuyithanda kwami 2007 ngayithanda ngayibona ngi-introduce ukuthi khona kuthiwa i-poetry so ukuyi-introduceni kwami ngayibona yabo le minyaka ngilonge ngiyifunda ngilonge ngithi ngifuna ukuyazi ngilonge ngiyibheka because mina i-poetry ngayi-introduce umuntu oyibhala ngesiZulu namanje ngimrespectayo
ubani lo ngifuna ukumazi ubani lo
ngikhumbula ngo-2007 ekhaya khona ukhazini wami ne wayezoya ku-Miss KZN yabo so wawuse-City Hall sihamba kwaphuma ifamily yabo siyosupport and then on that day wabona this guy uyafika uyarecite yabo ngezulu and I'm like ngibuka like ama-family members wami ekhaya ukuthi ba-excited babona le shandisi nami ngiyahlupha yabo mento thazini ekhanga ngabagoqa ngale shandisi yabo so ngalento ukuthi yazini ladeni fesi yazi ngabagoqa ngale mpahla lena so wasimayenza fesi wayishaya izulu la vele eSingapore ngicela usimtshana wathuka bengazi so wasimeyishaya le shandisi I remember ngalo lasuku ngilazi lonke ngalendlela ukuthi bakhona umunye ubaba okuthiwa babugumede on the day I think wafika ngalo lasuku wakhipha imali on stage egqoke enye isuit emhlophe I remember yonke into ngalo lasuku yabo
that was
2007
sela lenhliziyo
yami ngingabagoqa ngilaleni mase ngishaya lempahla so yonke leminyaka ngabe ngiyibheka ngifuna ukuyi-understand ke i-poetry as a whole so ngalendlela leyo ukuthi makhonto evelayo ekhaya nje mhlawumbe ku-TV hayi bowaza yabo hayi kusakhona i-latitude kusakhona lebo machine ngifike ngiyibuke so yonke leminyaka ngalo ngiyibheka ngagcina sengikwazi ukuthi ngiyithole nami yabo
and what year was it la uthi wena ngayithola ke le shandisi
ayi mina ngasho ngithi I was brave enough to call myself a poet kwakubani mfethu kwaku-2009 mhlawumbe nakhona usuyophela yeah ngase ngibona ukuthi okay manje ngisangaba yeah ngisangayibiza ngale mpahla yabo
one thing really interesting is you were inspired by Mxolisi Mkali who writes in pure Zulu wena mawusuqala ubhala ngesiZulu
angibhalanga ngesiZulu mina ngabhala nge-English bafanele ngiqale ngifunde isingisi ngoba ngangiyifundele ghetto yabo ngabona ngoba nesingisi ngathi angisazi kahle hayi ngithi ukusifunda kancane yabo ngisibambe kancane ngisithi mase awukazi unake ngiqala nganginenwele ngento engihliphe inspiration ukuthi kuphela ngilo ngikhuluma kakhulu phela mina
mfethu Mxolisi nimtshela ukubuka le shandisi lo mjito wayenehluthu kanjalo umxoweni nangamhlanza nehluthu umxo
yeah it's always been like that
bafethu Izinkondlo Ziyaphilisa yazi zixoxa ezinye indaba Slem so tell me about your background in English
background yami English
because I know your writings ngathi kuwena last weekend ngiyasizwa ke isingisi sakho
ngiyakhumbula no i-background yami English nje ngeke ngize ngilongigoqa ngiyale ubone nawe out ngigoqa i-out ekhulele lokushini mfethu somehow kube khona lento ukuthi uJoji ungavuki yabo so uthola ukuthi kube khwayelwana nje
ngakuthi vela
imashe yabo nolava bami uthola abanye engizwana nabo mfethu bafunde ama-multiracial nani yabo kuphinde futhi ngibuye ngibe nalento ukuthi like yazi nento mina ngayibamba yabo so ngoba ngithanda i-poetry yazini ngoba ngithanda i-poetry angivele ngiyishaye ngalolu limi elinokunginika inkinga nami yayibona lento le ngisuke i-challenge ngiyazi ukuthi uthande nginalo le inkondlo futhi ngehlulwe yilutho so manje walona lolu limi leli futhi solukhonka sambe nalo yabona lento le so kwaba into kanjalo futhi ngagcine nami ngiloku yabo
patient abantu abahlukene uNjabulo noSlem
kakhulu futhi kakhulu
mhlawumbe sengikude lifike kanjani igama la Slem igama lakhe lase-stage uSlam. Cela uba uspelele igama.
uSlem wami.
Ubhala kanjani?
uSlem with an E, yabo. Nakhona
SLEM.
SLEM, yeah, subliminal lyricist elevating minds. Kahle acronym.
Subliminal lyricist elevating mind.
Whoa. Yeah, acronym. Nakhona
Ube nibambile njalo ubaphindele
subliminal lyricist elevating minds. Nakhona
siyabhala next week.
Nakhona yazi iqhamuka angithi bekuyijeni le Shandisi. So iqhamuka ngicabanga ukuthi kwakuma 2012, 13 if not 14 angisazi somewhere la around lapho. So kwaba khona la angithi ngasedladleni kwakhona amajita ay-rap kakhulu ayengekho i-poetry kade ingekho kamakhutha at all ngalesa sikhathi ya ngekho umuntu nje wenza i-poetry kamakhutha so ngangisarandwe ama-MC so mangisarandwe ama-MC thothi siyabhala namajita ngicine nami sengilo ngibhala i-rap yabo sekushaya ama-freestyle ama-cypher yabo so back then abanye abangani bami babengena-understanding of ukuthi yini i-slam poetry nana kuthiwa yazini wena sokubiza ngo-slam yabo kwabe i-nickname iloku iza kanjalo nakhona kuthiwa slam until gcine kwawukuthi okay lahamba kanjalo kwagcine sekuslam so lagcine liqhamuke kanjalo ngagcine ngalilokhu ngingasano yazini ilona ngihambe nalo.
Do you still remember any of the rap lyrics you wrote at that time? Maybe 4 bars or something?
A couple of bars. Cabanga, as you won't believe ukuthi poetry yami ikwazi ukuthi ngi-rap mangithandile. It's engithi kahle na i-rap i-rhythm and poetry. So yeah iyakwazi ukuthi mangiyifake kwi-beat ibe i-rap. So kahle even back then noma ngangisarandwa ama-MC ngangisabhala yona i-poetry. Ngale ndlela leyo ukuthi the reason yabo nje ngize ngiyeka ngithi yabo manje sengiyayiyeka i-rap ingoba yayisiphuma kule path ngangihamba mina because yayisinalento ukuthi singena manje kuthenini sekadisanwa sekwenziwa ini ngathi angisangibhali kanje mina kahle mina bekuyiy'nkondlo lezi it's just that bengikwazi ukuyifuse ne-beat kuzwakale kune-flow kune-rhyme kunayo yonke into so ngaba naleyo nto ukuthi hayi kwayona i-poetry yami masingathi beat nje ungathuka isimanga.
I would really love for you to show these people, render something, and then we continue.
Okay.
Pisinyan.
Okay. When gravity is the dance floor, but your feet has outgrown your dancing shoes. So while the society is dancing on the symphonies orchestrated by ecstasy, you're just sitting on the side and dangling your groping feet. Loneliness becomes the stranger that approaches you with a friendly smile, composing songs that tries to imitate the cloudless sky. How do you convince your lungs to breathe when the dust of demise settles under your nose? When your days are numbered, death is what gives life its meaning. What's the point of the rising sun if it's going to set reciting the eulogies of time? When the night becomes cold, but you're armless to cuddle the trembling temples of a shivering dream. Your body becomes the shack that collapses overnight, so every morning you wake up collecting the pieces of your scattered self, nailing them back together to face the weather. The laughter becomes the forest where you learn how to hide all your storms. What do you tell the flames of the sun on duty when your shadow starts to drag their feet while your destiny is too far to reach? Where do you go when even the wind is tired of blowing you away? Perhaps it's time you stop seeking your peace from without, because the tangible world offers you nothing but illusions. The eternal peace resides within. You don't know enough to worry. The ideas of where you think you should be shall not occupy the space of where you are, of which is here. In this moment, the future owes you nothing, so step away from becoming and surrender into being. The soundtrack of the universe is loud and clear. If you can't sing, I'm sure you can dance a little. But always remember, not even amnesia can convince you that you have forgotten how to smile.
Yes. When I listen to this guy reciting like this. I'm reminded of my poem, Likango Mhlathi of Anela Skala. Ukuphila sikunanazi inkinga siphila nazo
exactly.
That's what you're saying.
Ngiyabonga my bro.
Asiphileni manje.
Asiphileni.
Kunezinto ezinyongo ukuzicontrol. Guys ngiyasazi singisi mina.
Exactly. But eternity fethu imanje. Yabo eternity imanje fethu. Sometimes yazi sike sibe stressed because asikho kwi present moment. Yabo uthola ukuthi umuntu stresswa into kwi future, obsessed ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani, omunye ustresswa into ekwi past, kwenzakaleni akasekho manje lana yabo uthola use worried manje in the present moment yabo. Kanti manje asazi we don't know enough to worry. Usukungazi ngempela yabo, awunalo ulwazi olwanele ukuthi ungaba stressed, ustresselani.
Khona la engeke ngithi khona ukufika kwekusasa akusithusi ngoba vele siyalazi yithi abahleli nabadidiyeli
ba ngiyabonga hayi usuyiqedile futhi yabona umuyibeka kanjani
yo Slam
awe
one of the shows I went to ishow yenzo uthando ofuze
it's all right. Wow.
That day I was sold. Yabonga leyo langa la ngaconvince yakhonza uSlam lo.
Awe.
Athi mina from today ayibe ngakulale loda from that day
khona lento le.
We went to meditations from the gutter.
Yeah.
I was telling you, this guy was reciting the whole time on stage. He was standing like this. The mic was standing like this. And it's
bakshubile ndaba lafana lasuku
ndoda uma ngithi ngikhumbula ishow kaThando there's one poem you did and one thing I like about you and ngitshele yona last week ukuthi each and every time you go on stage you always tell us ukuthi the name of the set. And I even said to you this thing gives context to the listener. Nami ngiyiprepare ukuthi
okay samba kanje.
Exactly. So going back to Thando's show, you said a lot of things about your father.
Liya set liyana ubaba wami mfethu. Ubaba wami was one guy. There's a poem engayibhala wayesaphila ekuthiwa when he's far from sober. So kahle lana lapha kuleya poem.
The poem you recently posted on Facebook.
Exactly, yeah. So kahle kuleya poem lapha ngangibhala ngefatherlessness. Kodwa ekubhaleni kwami ngefatherlessness lapha ngangingabhali ngokuthi akekho yena physically because most of the time masuke sibhala ngefatherlessness sikhuluma ngokuthi akekho yena siqu sakhe somzimba. So kuke kube worse mangabe uthola ukuthi ukhona yena ngomzimba but emotionally akekho. So kahle lapha yana ngisuke ngiveza ukuthi ithama lami lingakhulumi indaba yabo. Belingena umuntu wamagama. So ngangikwazi ukuthi ngibe naye ngi-enjoy i-company yakhe mina mangabe ephuzile. Wayekwazi ukuthi sajoke ngimuze ukuthi ayisawukhona. Angibuza yonke into afuna ukungibuza yona sidlale siconnect ama ngabe ephuzile. So waye umuntu kanjalo. So kahle ekhambeni kwakhe because ube umuntu ohamba beku 2009 wayephethwe cancer ngo2009. So wadlula emhlabeni. So edluleni kwakhe emhlabeni umuntu nje ubesebe umuntu ofika nje ngamaphupho. So kahle ekubhaleni kwami leya projects leya set leyana kwakuyi I once knew a boy. So this is me going back. I once knew a boy. Yeah, this is me going back to ikhathi dala when esakhona nani. So wonke ama answers ebenginawo amanye ama questions amanye ama poems alaphana anama questions whereby along the way ngicine ngilongithola ama answers through amaphupha akhe efika ubaba through I reasoning yami sengihleli ngimeditate thola ukuthi ngiyathola so ubaba wayenza kanje it's because so kuloku kwenzeka yabo. So that is why leya lokho njana yahamba leya set ayihamba kanjalo. So ithama lami lingakhulumi yabo kodwa manje okuningi ngaze ngiyamisinterpretile mina kahle time lele yabo ligcwele ngami futhi ayibona le. So yeah into esayibeka njalo wena ndaba into esayibeka kanjani
ugcwele ngathoma lakho
kakhulu. Sokutsheni simanga ithama lami lathi lishonile kwaphela a couple of months kwazala indodakazi yami ukhwezi lokusa.
Yeah, you have a daughter?
Yeah, I have a daughter.
First time ever. You had it here first.
Ukhwezi lokusa kwaphela nje a couple of months kwazala ukhwezi lokusa efana netime ngqo. Kwathi kuphele lo couple of months ngonyaka olandelayo ngahlangana nomfowethu ozalwa ithame ngangamazi mina ngakhula ngazi ukuthi mina ngedwa ingane yetime.
Nihlangana naphi naye?
Sihlangana naye you won't believe
ngenze ngikho
spiritual ngale ndlela leyanto ngoba ngamane mina ngamphupha mhlambe kwakulesithathu Mengimphupha kulesithathu ngathi ukunikeza imali emhlophe. Umuntu wathanda owanaka time. Umuntu wanakayo amaphupho. I'm a very spiritual person. So menginikeza imali emhlophe masethi hayi ungabusakhala ntwana. Yabo khulileka manje. So ngakuphela lo 2 days loyo ngizwe edladleni kuthiwa yazi khona umuntu ozofika la kanje ubhuti wakho. Angikaze lo ngazalwa mina ngezwe
lokho.
Ithama liyazi mina usangeke ngesimasihleli naye masishibe sasinokubuye sishaye ilebuli sinethama yabo. Uyazi ukuthi bese sithi masihleli naye wena mfethu ngithi mina kodwa brazo mfethu awusatholi nenye intwana nje engazi ukuthi mhlawumbe izobopra wami. But yena into engangimvuma ngayo ukuthi wayekwazi ukuthi abe ithama abopra wami abe yona yonke into abomngani wami yabo. So efethu go Sunday kwafika lo mthaka edladleni. Mefika lo mthaka ngithi mina ngizobona ngaye yabo. Anginalento ukuthi lento nami ngiyayizwa kodwa mayibona ukuthi uthothi uyayizwa kodwa nalento ukuthi hayi uzobona ngayo le shandisi yabo. So mefika lo mthaka bro mefika edladleni kwakuyi timer lo mthaka lo mthaka ngisho ngihleli naye ibehavior yakhe uyi timer exactly.
Uphi lo mlezi?
Ukhona ukhona mfethu uhlala la elokhu njana bese 7 ports ukhona lo mthaka
uba igama lakhe
uandile mfethu uandile my black brother usuke khona manje nangale the show kade sikuyona ngomgqibelo wayekhona ya aka uhamba ama events uzombona mfethu uzombona bathi ufana nami ikolo mina ngimbone ubaba nje exactly mfethu.
Umuntu ozongiphendula kahle ngizoke ngibuze kulokishi ngibuze inhlanhla mkhona uyafana yini uandile noSlem ngize ngiprepare
uprepare kahle afethu uyi time kakhulu yamthaka because ngalendlela le ukuthi fethu ngisho ngihleni naye ngathi ngihleni naye le time fethu uyashibiza ke naye sengimfaka kwi black label yeah usishaya naye label simthetha asishaye le time
ikuphatha kahle le mpahla le
yeah I own
wena uqala ukushaya le mpahla lena leyo okhuluma ngayo ye label futhi mnando basiyibiza kanje ngithi mina wayifundiswa yithama noma wobona lishaya wagcina incanyiwe
ithama wena bese lalishaya yabo.
What influenced you to end up drinking alcohol?
Ngize ngistick hayi kahle ke ya vele ithama bese ngikhula lalishaya blood lalishaya blood
kodwa futhi
ithama yabo lento ngiyayiveza futhi leyo nto fethu kuma writings wami ukuthi there's khona la uthothi khona uyaphuza. My father was an alcoholic kahle. Why alcoholic nje straight yeah cause uke waphuza grande time but then ngokuhamba kwesikhathi wa divorce no soulmate wakhe emthandi oletlama abehlukana mfethu wahluleka ukuba sober. The reality was too much for yena so wabeseshibiza kakhulu yabo lento. So nami njenge out elokishini vele ngiyashibizela ngiyahlalela kamnandi yabo. So kwaba nalento ukuthi yazini manje angisafuni lo ngiyakwa abanye elokhu nawo time manje ngishaya lo owathi ushawa ithama ngoba ngisashibizeli mina ngedwa manje sengishibizela nalomjita mfethu.
I have one really interesting question. It's very simple. Where is your mother?
Mama ukhona manje manje ngithi ngisemlazi angithi yakhumbula usisi wangifonela wathi ngikuphi ngathi mina ngisemlazi ngikwi oledi lami lihlala emlazi kube ka time kamakhothi ingakho ngithi mina wena mfethu ngikanje kulamalokishi yeah ngikanje.
And how's your relationship with your mother?
Yeah, my relationship with my mother fethu it's tight kakhulu. Mina ingane yakhe bese anayo enye ingane.
Yabo Slem fethu indlalifa. Labo mthikabi indlalifa uSlem.
Ayikho enye ingane bese anayo. Yeah, si close kakhulu fethu. Yeah, kakhulu.
What would you say to young fathers out there? Do you know what I always say? There are lots of people I've spoken to with regards to ukukhula kweingane noma ingane zibane ingane because I understand mina nokuthi nami nginomfana still very young bona ngina 2 years but ngibuka nje into esezenzakalile neprocess yokukhulisa lo mlisa from the day emhlabeni till today nento engidlule kuzona nokuyiprepare mentally ukuthi sengubaba manje and the type of stuff I'm expected to do so sesixoxe nje namanje ngisho ngithi mina empethu kokunye kuya kungiphatha ngabo njengoba ngibona ama states asegoli ukuthi uhulumeni wasegoli ukhipha ama states rate pregnancy and ingane ezincane yabo. So ngibuka lento ye-fatherhood ukuthi una 14 unengane into engishoyo and listening to you and the relationship you had with your father and everything that happened mhlawumbe ngokwakho futhi angisho ukuthi lento ozoyisho is cast in stone, but what would you say to a young father out there?
Mina into engayisho i1 wena Ndaba ukuthi ingane sometimes they don't have to come like to you from you, yabo. Yeah, sometimes they come through you. Ngizokwenza example ngami nje, yabo. I have ingane ezingibiza ngobaba engazona ezami, yabo.
Onkosazana.
So lezo ingane lezo kahle wena mfethu ngokwami mina sengubaba ngokuphelele kwindodakazi le ekuyiyona yona yami. So ngisho ngithi bekwi rehearsal eblind ngonkosazana, yabo. So kunalento leyo ukuthi musuku ubuka ingane wena uyibona ikanjani. So yonke ingane yakho mingaphansi kwakho mincane. And uthando li ghost, yabo. Uthando li ghost, uthando likwazi ukwenza ingane imagic umlingo. Because ingane zama magicians, ingane zami mina ngithanda kakhulu amantombazane ingane zamantombazane. Ingane ezincane isuke ifumbethisa imlingo. And leyo mlingo leyo ekhishwa uthando kuphela. Invisible force epowerful uthando and ithatheka lightly kanti ipowerful yashandisa. Yazi ukuthi ingane wayithanda wahlala naye wayitshena ukuthi ukholelwa kuyona wayitshena ukuthi lento eyenzayo i-good. Ya leyo ngane iba i-magician. Yabo. So manje yona into ngisho mina ukuthi kobaba bakhona ithandeni ingane zenu. And uthando is one priceless thing and it's simple.
Aningamali.
I-effortless leyando leyana yinhle fethu. Ya leyando fethu lokuyichelela njengamazwi kuphela. Ngoba ingane ngisho ngayithengelani mungaweyitsheni ukuthi uyayithanda. Ngiyazi ama actions mfethu abalekile. Ama actions mfethu abalekile kodwa ama actions ngaphandle kwamagama
Akobe niyazwa ke South Africa uSlem zithini ngecalligraphy?
Calligraphy. Calligraphy. Calligraphy is one ngisho ngithi calligraphy somehow yake misinterpreteka somehow. Because omunye umuntu angakutshela ukuthi calligraphy yaphela, omunye umuntu angakutshela ukuthi uSlem wenza calligraphy yaphela yamxaka, yabo. Because abantu banendlela sila sizo interpret reality, yabo. So kahle calligraphy mina ngokwami yafike yadlala irole yayo, yabo. Because calligraphy yayizo creator enye into culture of which is something yayizo unite amajita. Khona ama fruits mina namhlanje ngisawadla calligraphy. It's just that akona ama fruits atangible akuzona izinto kunama friendship ama relationship afonywa calligraphy. Yabo. So because calligraphy ngiyiqala kwaba i-idea engaba nayo ngo-2013. I have a guy wakamakhutha i-elder yami ekuthiwa uSimbera uBuddha. Yeah. So uBuddha, when I met him go 2013 if I'm not mistaken. Ngamtshena about this idea that I have. What's uBuddha? Okay, Slem. So so yonke leminyaka me working hard with poetry ngiyemlazi ngenza yonke into trying to connect nabantu nami nokubhala kwami ngenza sikube lula mase ngithi bafethu konke engiyenzayo abafethu bafike because nami epenini ngiyayihlupha ngithi nami ngiyabhala ngithi nami ngiyakwazi ukuthi ngi-invite kuma events ngoba nami sengiyabhala manje ngiserious. So yasiyafika kanjalo i-calligraphy. So ukwenzeni kwami i-calligraphy kwaba yinto yokuthi ngifuna sakhele environment la sofike sihlaleni khona sibe yithina senze izinkondlo kuphela kwangayona i-event lana kwakuyi-session
in an environment conducive
ukuthi ibo wena, yabo, ibo wena and engapheli yayiba ngoSunday kodwa yazi lapha size sihambe ngoLesine kanje
ngempela
hayibo. Kwakuba ispaces kanjani.
Before I request another piece sesemaphetheleni, what's your relationship with offense emasini?
Offense.
Ayibafeza umthwembu mina ngimbuzo.
Umasibi phela ibla yami. Offense ibra yami ngalendlela leyo ukuthi uoffense kwakuyimina kahle siqala calligraphy. Siqala calligraphy. Kwakuyimina uoffense umbali malimela the provision umazwishazi. Senze session sisoba 5 kanti.
The mazwishazi you defended on Facebook after he.
Nephew yami leyana pesa abantu abaningi ngeke ba overstand. Nephew leyana
ngeke ba overstand.
Bazo understand kuphela kodwa ngeke bayi over face. Ngeke bazo bayi over.
Yeah.
So umafenya fethu iPriam is my best friend yabo, is my best friend. Uyena umuntu engazi ukuthi ekusa uyazi naye la ekhona yabo ukuthi hayi ekusa sike hlale siplan ade sinaye ngoDecember uyafika sihlale naye. It's okay, yazi no December uzeThekwini mfana uzobhukuda abanalo olwandle le emafikeni. So sifike simfaka olwandle but yamngani wami kakhulu yana sizwana ngokuzwana nokuzwana nangamagama mfethu ya khona amanye ama poems engawa discover ukuthi nginawo ngiyakwazi ukwabhala through offense ya uvela ngibhalela ipoem engiyevele.
There's a poem you did last week.
Yeah,
you wrote something and then when I respond.
Yeah.
I really like that guy and the way he writes and straightforward ngayo.
Rebel.
Ngumngani wakho ngifisa ungitholele yena naye ngeke ngihlale naye.
Ngakhuleka uzomthola masukhulume nami uzomthola ungesazi.
Siyakhala ke. Mfethu ngicela usiphe futhi
Yeah, okay. What love is God. God is love. Some say love has no definition, while others claim it takes one's experience to define it. But love is when the soul is taking a journey, seeking itself and finding itself on the palms of another soul. Because sometimes it takes a leap of faith for the soul to find its mate. Love is divine calligraphy, the pen kissing the page in between the lines, gently scribbling a love story. Love is the elastic that stretches itself through humanity, the final piece that completes the puzzle of reality. Love is the magnetic imagination attracting us back to our dreams, the mansion of passion bursting at the seams. Love is the warmest home built with blanket walls of fame, the heaven where even strangers find their names. If love is God or God is love, then our hearts are also made in His image because we are all the same. Love is the soundtrack of life, composing itself through time. The dance floor where soulmates dance to find the rhythm of existence. They dance until eternity is no longer a distance. Love is the garden, watered by sweat and tears of both sadness and joy, because that's what makes love grow. Love is the boomerang that teaches how to catch before we throw. The beautiful song that mutes our voices just to allow nature to sing along. The silent cloud that permeates through the sky and evaporates on empty vessels to avoid the noise, because love is humble. Love is gentle. Love is the stream of hope that refills the empty cups of our promises. Even the flowers are waving at the breeze when the universe is blowing us kisses. Love teaches to forgive, unfolding our palms and giving lessons on how to give, and mastering the art of appreciating what the hand receives. Love is the one size fits all shoe, worn by each and every heart. On the surface of the chest, each beat is one step closer to eternity, because love is the honest expression that can only be defined by divine poetry. If love is God, or God is love, then our hearts are also made in His image, because we are all the same. Love is the soundtrack of life, composing itself through time. The dance floor where soulmates dance to find the rhythm of existence. They dance until eternity is no longer a distance.
Ngiyabonga. Igama lakhe uNjabulo Slem Phewa. What can people expect from today onwards after watching this episode? What's in store for Slem?
From me now, personally.
Yes.
Yo, ukuthi yazi mina I'm fickle-minded. I have so many ideas on how to ukuthi umsebenzi wami ngawuyisa kanjani kubantu. I'm right now anginayo into engithi this is how, yabo, this is how. But isifikile bengifuna kuze kufike la ekuthenini ingihluphe lento yokuthi khona abantu ebahluphayo lento ukuthi abakwazi ukuthi ba-access umsebenzi wami. Yabo, isiyangihlupha sengi-aware, yabo, so sengizosukuma, yabo, so sezoba khona indlela zokwazi ukuthi abantu bakwazi ba-access umsebenzi wami. So isikhathi esiphila kusona manje sikhuluma ngobani go-internet nani, so manje ngizoke ngizame ukuthi ngiye, yabo.
And it's also a challenge I would really also pose. Singagcini kuphela ngokuthi fanele uze kube ne-show Slem abekuyipost asiyephethe
Monday, exactly. Nami sengiyasukuma impela ndaba esiyangihlupha nami leyo nto.
And on social media?
On social media ke okwamanje ngisatholakala ku Facebook, uNjabulo Phewa Mvelasi uNjabulo Phewa ku Instagram salapho kwamanje uthi manje nami ngibuye yabo ngibuye ngibe yilo muntu yena yabo kodwa ngisatholakala lapho kwamanje hopefully na kwezinye indawo ngizotholakala ngokuhamba kwesikhathi
no sabonga kakhulu mfethu and I would challenge people to watch this episode and if they have questions nginayo into tusazophinda ubuye la asikaqedi lots of things still need to discuss thank you very much for liking, subscribing, sharing our work, and thank you to the DUT Library for giving us an opportunity. There's no other place ebengiboni fitting to shoot this guy. This place.
Ngishilo ngathi mase kwesikhathi yonke into will fall into place. Ngiyabonga Ndaba.
Thank you very much. Noma sebekuphikisa uzobatshela Izinkondlo Ziyaphilisa.